Jordi.
I'm Devin.
And this is the Garden Club. The Garden Club is our way of bringing the community that we found at Pete's Greenhouse to everyone. So we are going to be showcasing gardens throughout the city, and gardens that inspire us, gardens that we've learned from, the ones we love, and we'll show you the tips and tricks in this whole thing that's sometimes pretty challenging. Welcome to our garden. So we bought this house in 2020, so I guess we're on our 5th year of our backyard project, which has been a real labor of love. So we've shaped our beds a little differently. They were actually really similar to the shape you see now, but we have added so many different elements. We've added trees, we have added pots, we've added so many shrubs, we've obviously added the water features, we've added pathways, we've changed the gate placement even to where it made more sense to us and it was more accessible to our trash can in the alley. So just little things actually that have made such a big difference. Our gate used to be in the corner, so I kind of had to like trek across the yard, and now we just have a straight shot from the backyard to the alley. One of the main focal points of our bed is definitely this waterfall area. We have used boulders and different kind of plants. We've kind of tied in this river rock area all throughout our back flower bed area, and I think it just makes a really unique, interesting statement, and we love it so much. It's one of our favorite things. The water sound is the best. It, like, as soon as we turn on the waterfall, like, we start getting butterflies, we start getting birds. I mean, it's crazy the difference it makes in the life that it brings to our beds.
This was one of the first things that we actually did before we created the whole thing, and it was this fountain, adding this, and then also this metal trellis here, which is cool. It's got honeysuckle on it, and it's just another element to add. You got rock, mulch, metal, concrete. So
you kind of have all your elements,
yeah,
like within one area. It's really good.
And so part of this is we want to share our issues and our battles, and one of them is this honeysuckle that looks sad, and it doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes. We have a good honeysuckle, and then bad. Come to find out, we got spider mites, and it's just part of the game. We sprayed it, it's doing better. Within a few weeks, we'll see a lot of new growth. But yeah, that's an issue that's very common.
Another thing that I have loved, we just actually added that this year, is we have a pot that I wanted to do like an annual spot in, and we elevated it with a column, and it makes such a good statement. We have loved it. It brings like a little bit of light to this area as well, and it's exciting, so I love it. We've also mixed different types of plants as well. Like you can see, we have boxwoods, we have some annuals, we have some sedum / succulent type plants. So that brings us to our next gardening challenge. Devin can tell you about that.
Yeah, this is a doozy. So getting the irrigation, the watering right between all the different water requirements between succulent, evergreen, perennial / annual, it's quite drastic and quite different. So I'll probably say this for the rest of my life: finger test until you figure it out. And you're simply going to go to whichever plant you're worried about. If it's boxwood that looks rough from overwater, I'll put my finger down as far as I can. And if it's dry up to my knuckle, which it actually is, it's time for a drink. And if it's wet, you just leave it alone. And it's really that simple, and pretty much all the different types of things.
Yeah, so boxwoods, obviously ours got bit in this last winter, so they are coming out of it. We see a lot of new green growth. And they got a little overwatered as well, so we're learning as we go.
Yep.
So we have a lot of shade here. We have a really mixed sun-shade bed, so depending on what spot you're in, who knows, you may get a lot of light, you may get hardly any. This area is kind of tucked back, so it's a shade area, and I got to use some of my favorite plants in this beautiful pot. So this is a hosta. They do great in the shade. It has been so happy here. Also a Rex begonia to add in some color, bring a little pop, and a coral bell, which you probably can't tell from there, but the backside of the leaves has this pretty purple shade to it. So it's doing great. We'll probably do something similar again next year because we love it.
Our Glenda's geraniums, it's our favorite plant in the whole world. But to be successful, spinosad. It's going to help with thrips, especially if we have a mild winter, which we did. So we 2 to 3 weeks are spraying these, and it's as simple as just going through and giving them a nice soak, letting it dry, and every 3 weeks we do it again. So that's really helped keep the blooms coming. We're also feeding them once a week. And also this spot's been pretty challenging for us because this front area here, sun, and then right behind it we have hostas and yews. We're trying a maple unsuccessfully, but shade in the back. So it's just real close to each other, and then you're battling those water requirements again and trying to get that right. But we're starting to figure it out, and everything's looking fairly good. So this is one of my favorite spots of the whole garden too.
Join us tomorrow to see more of our garden.